Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2017 in our European Journeyman series at Brighton. Now, if you didn't look at the last episode that came out yesterday, then you may have missed that we have decided to go to one more club. After thinking that the series might come to an end at Bayer Leverkusen, we are going to take on one last challenge, and that challenge is Brighton and Hove Albion, who are currently just been relegated to the Championship. Now, we played our first game of the season in our last match against Fulham. We lost it 2-1. They got 2 goals in a 20-minute window that absolutely sunk us after we led early on. Really disappointing start to the season. Made me realise we do need to get some reinforcements into the squad, and I'm working on that at the moment. We've still got a few weeks left until the transfer window closes, so it's not the end of the world, and we mainly need some new centre-backs because we are lacking depth in that area. Now today we've got some big games to come. First up, away from home against QPR. Then we've got Huddersfield and Leeds at home, 2 giants of the north. And then Millwall away in the EFL Cup second round. So these are going to be some tricky fixtures. It's hard this far into the future to know which clubs are likely to be challenging for promotion. So it's going to take about 7 or 8 games for the table to start to really take hold, and we can really start to judge up our opponents before we play them. But at the moment we are flying a little bit blind, and we're blind even about our own players. I still don't know if they're any good or not, but hopefully we'll get a clearer picture of that over this episode. Now, there's been no transfers since the last match. We've had a week's rest, so the team is fully fit. And the one that I'm going to put out there does have a few changes in there. Frias and Mbom are both going to start up front with Bueno. Beccaria and Morris are both in midfield with Hickman, Lambeze, Gennaro, Soler and Carlos Eduardo, the back 5. Amago is in goal. And we're still trying to build up that team chemistry, and they're not even at full familiarity yet, so it is going to be a while before this team is really up and kicking. Well, so far in this game we are being outplayed a little bit, but here we are with the ball. Bueno finds Carlos Eduardo. He then slips it into Bueno. He's in on goal, but what a save from Marcelo Augusto, the QPR keeper, denying us there. For the first 25 minutes we didn't really have an effort on goal. We've now had 2 with 2 efforts on target. The corner falls to Mbom. Now Bueno. Ball just forced out there, but we are starting to come into this game a little bit more than we were. Augusto sends the ball forward. Header has been won by us. Comes back. Morris down towards Bueno. Now Mbom onto Frias. He finds Beccaria, slip through to Mbom. I think he's onside, and he's just lashed that one past the keeper to give us a lead. His first goal for the club, and we have got a crucial away lead over a team who could be one of our rivals. But here they come looking for an instant reply. Diaz with the ball back to Raheem Sterling. He then switches the flank to Browning. Big header, but Hickman cuts it out. He then sends it forward to Frias. Can we get a misery compiler? And Bomb, running at the defender, slips it out wide to Carlos Eduardo. Where's he going to go? He tries to put it through, but Diaz cuts it out. Sent forward. Beccaria has it. Now Eduardo. Inside to Mbom. Finds Bueno. Frias round the corner for Hickman. In on goal, but denied by the keeper. Another very good save. Corner to be taken by Bueno. In towards the middle, and the keeper just comes to take it. Eduardo with the throw-in here in the second half. Morris onto Beccaria, slipped into Bueno, onto Frias, and he's hit the woodwork. Following up, again denied by the keeper, who's having an absolute blinder today. It makes me worried that they are going to get a couple of late goals, just like our opponents Fulham did in their first match of the season. Here's Lambeze, sends it back, pushed all the way forward, but Castro onto Diaz. Sent out wide to Browning. He slips it down the line. Raheem Sterling, dangerous position, and there it is. We wasted so many chances, and just like that, QPR are back in the game at 1-1. Correa sends the ball in to Sterling. Now Diaz, back to Browning. Trying to bring it down the right. He finds Sterling again. Good tackle from Lambeze, but straight back to Castro. Tackle won by Gennaro, but again back to Castro. Now Mbom has it though. Bueno around the corner. Frias is through on goal. 1-on-1 with the keeper, and it's saved again. We cannot get past this keeper. Corner to be taken by Mbom, and it's headed out by Castro for another one. Mbom again puts it into the middle, but just hoofed away. Free kick for Austin. Finds Correa. Now Sterling onto Asano. Slipped into Correa, and a good save from Amago there. That would really been heartbreaking had they gone 2-1 up after we've dominated this game so much. Tracy with the corner, and it's headed down. Diaz is there. I think there's a foul, but it is for QPR. My heart was in my throat then. I thought that was going to be a penalty. Treacy, tackled by Morris, now Bueno, he can put that over the top and Frias is in on goal, one-on-one again with this keeper, and he's put it wide, and it is really just not our day at the moment. 15 minutes left to go. We've been so in control of this game, but it could really just go either way right now. Header won by Morris, Beccaria to Pospisil, he finds a bomb, and it's just over the bar again. I don't know why I'm getting excited at our highlights, we're not going to get this second goal. Lambeze though, sends it forward to Mbom, now Beccaria, back to Lambeze again, Mbom, into Beccaria, ball on to Pospisil, now Bueno, onto Hickman, and it's saved, but Bueno's there! We do get the second goal, again the keeper denies us, but this time we have a man in the right place to follow up and slot the ball home. Just 5 minutes to go and Mago just launches that forward but gives it straight to QPR, now Austin sends it forward to a man who I'm not even going to try and pronounce. Coming in from the left side, and it's good tackle there from Coupadon. Now Mbom, forward to Bueno, into the middle for Pospisil. I will eventually pronounce that name right. Hickman swings the ball in, but easily into the arms of the keeper there. We've been so in control of this game, we have to see it out surely. That ball forward comes to Mbom. Now Beccaria to Pospisil, round the corner for Bueno, he's got to the ball, he's in on goal, and he has made it 3-1, and this really could have been an absolute demolition of QPR today, but instead it's been a nervy encounter, but it looks like it is going to give us our first 3 points of the campaign, and they're 3 crucial away points as well. Mbom swinging in this corner, it should be the last act of the game. The keeper here just hanging on to the ball, sends it forward, and there is the full-time whistle. A good win in the end, a very good performance from the team. We need to be more clinical in that final third though. That's the big issue at the moment, but it does take us up, at least temporarily, to 7th place in the league, and hopefully the season starts now. Well, after that good win away to QPR, we now have Huddersfield at home, and I'm hoping our home form will take a little upturn at the moment. Morale is struggling, and I'm not really sure why it's struggling. Quite a few players have lost morale completely since the last game, and nothing has happened that I'm aware of to force that into being the case. Maybe if we click on a Mago, we can maybe figure out what is wrong with his morale. I'm not really sure even where you look for that, but he's really happy, fairly poor morale, so hopefully we can turn that around. Now there has been a couple more transfers to tell you about, just one transfer anyway, and that is Yoso Andres, who we've managed to snap up from Chelsea actually. He's a very good player, 4-star rated. We went for £3.4 million. He was on at loan at Valencia last season, has played in the Premier League for Chelsea and done very well, so I think he should be able to do a good job for us. He is 31 years old, so he's getting on a little bit, but he should be a good player. I'm also looking at bringing in our former player Gedson Fernandez, currently at Borussia Dortmund but in their second team. We had him back at Benfica and he did very well for us then, so I think if we bring him back he should be able to reach those former heights, because he's been a bit part player for Borussia Dortmund, but he looks like he could still be a very good player for us. So the team that we're putting out there today does have 2 debutants in there. There is Marin coming in at left back, who we signed from Norwich. We've also got Andres coming in to central defence. He's a natural ball playing defender and we haven't had one of those yet, so hopefully that will be a big step up for our defenders, especially given the quality of player that he is as well, and that will obviously help improve the service of balls going to midfield and to the wingers as well. So the defence is also joined by Lambeze and Soler, with Carlos Eduardo at right wing back. Mago is in goal. Beccaria and Morris, the 2 in midfield, with Frias, Mbom and Bueno all starting up front, just as they did in our last match when we got 3 goals. Free kick for Carter for Huddersfield, put into the middle, headed away. Bueno has the ball as well in a good position, hanging on to it. He finds Morris. Sent out wide to Carlos Eduardo. He's tackled, running straight at the defender there. Morris with the ball again. Now Beccaria, looking to bring it forward. Back to Morris. On to Bueno. Beccaria once more to Morris. Into Mbom. Bueno, Frias. Chips it inside and Mbom's onto it and he's hit the post. Palacios clears it away, but that was very good attacking movement from the team. Starting to show that they are getting to grips with the tactic a bit. Bueno putting the corner in and it is just headed straight out to Carlos Eduardo. Walton with the free kick, sends it long. Header is won by Andres, but here's Ruth trying to come in from the left. Onto right Elliott, Smith forward, but well cut out by Soler. Beccaria Pushes it on to Frias. He puts it in towards Marin. Big tackle there, and it's come to O'Brien. Now Ruth. Good tackle from Morris, but keeps the ball there, the Huddersfield player. Andres down to Morris. Now Beccaria. Looking for one of those runs to happen. Bueno puts it across to Beccaria again. Mbom holds off a tackle there. Finds Eduardo. Bueno's been put in. He puts it across, and Frias is at the back post. We have got the lead. Third match in a row that we've managed to take the lead, which is a sign of things to come, and hopefully with our new centre-back we will be able to shut out the opposition and keep these clean sheets that will deliver 3 points. Marin on the ball, ricochets to Beccaria, now Frias, round the corner to Bueno, finds Eduardo in on goal, and he finds the near post. A very clinical team move there, putting Eduardo in, and he finds that gap beautifully for 2-0. Morris with the free kick, finds Andres. He finds Bueno, slipped into Carlos Eduardo, who's hit the post. The second time we've done that in this match. Corner for Mbom, sends it to the back stick. It's headed down to Marin. He puts it into Bueno, now Soler. Back to Bueno. It's hit the post again and trickled across the line before being cleared out. But we could have run away with this game. Walton sends the ball long, but cut out there by Soler. And Mbom, two-footed tackle from behind by Bryce. He's going to get a red, surely. Surely, there it is, a straight red card, and that should be the game pretty much sewn up, especially given Huddersfield haven't had a shot on target in this match, and it looks like our new centre-back is doing the job we wanted him to do. Here's another highlight though, Granaro getting to the ball, finds Beccaria, now Frias, can he slip it through? Instead it's pushed wide to Lambeze. He puts it in, Frias is there, back to Lambeze who might put it across, and Bueno is there to tuck it home for 3-0, and he's looking like a very good player. Less than 5 minutes to go and we've completely dismantled Huddersfield today. There's no doubt about that. I'm very happy with the team at the moment, but Thomas has been allowed in, and that is a very, very good finish straight into the top corner before the keeper could even come out to make it 3-1, just as I was praising my team. But I am quite happy with how the team are looking over the last 2 games. It looks like they're getting to grips with the tactic and each other a little bit better than they were in the first game. And I think with 1 or 2 more additions, we could be in an ideal situation. Bueno puts this corner in, but it is cleared away. Just a couple of seconds left to go, and there is the full-time whistle. A nice 3-1 win over Huddersfield. Still yet to keep a clean sheet, which is a little bit troubling, but I'm sure we'll get there eventually. It's just going to take the team a bit of time, and I could do with bringing in another centre-back, but it does take us up to 8th place in the Championship, not the Premier League, and gives us a good chance of getting into those playoff positions by the end of this episode. We now have a huge game at home against Leeds United, who are currently sitting second in the Championship. They will be a tough proposition, and the team not at its fittest point. We have made one more signing though, bringing in Gedson Fernandez, which is a player that we were identifying earlier on. We've brought him in. He's now valued at £4.7 million, but we got him for just 1.6 because he wasn't playing for Borussia Dortmund. I think he can do a very good job for us. He can play at in a lot of different positions as well, which is ideal because he'll be a good support player to a small squad. He's got a poor level of happiness, maybe because he's had to drop down a league, but I'm sure he will get better as we go forward. Worth noting that I think this screen is completely broken. I have no idea why, but it doesn't show the correct morale average ratings last 5 games. I really don't know why, but it looks like it's just buggered. So don't worry about this screen at all. Don't worry about the morale or the last 5 games. They're not accurate reflections of what's really happening. And I might try and just shift this up so it just shows some generic appearances and goals ratings. But for this match against Leeds, the team we're putting out there is Frias, Bueno and Mbom, who are becoming my preferred front 3, with Beccaria and Morris in midfield. Then it's Marin, Lambeze, Andres, Soler and Carlos Eduardo across the back 5, and Amego in goal. First highlight here, nearly 20 minutes gone. We do have the ball. It's Beccaria onto Mbom. Switched over to Marin. He puts it over the top. Bueno was coming after it but couldn't quite get there. I don't think he was the best option in that position. Pierre Gianni coming across, but Frias with a good tackle. Now Bueno to Beccaria. Morris out wide to Carlos Eduardo. Inside to Mbom. He puts it over the top, and there's Frias, but he's dinked it high and wide. Juan Luis Sends it over to a player I'm not going to attempt to pronounce. Lambeze cutting the ball out in a good position. Omega forward. Header won by Morris, but straight back to them. Bueno gets the ball. Now Carlos Eduardo through to Morris. Big tackle there, but it runs to Bueno once more. Frias round the corner to Marin. He puts it into Frias. Another good touch. He's in on goal, but it's saved by Laporte, the goalkeeper. Balls come to Carlos Eduardo, though. And Bomb unable to do anything with it from the looks of it. But we do have a free kick. Bueno in. Cleared out to Beccaria. Down to Soler. Across to Marin. And there it is. 1-0, half an hour gone, an excellent goal from Marin, and we are starting to look like the complete package. Schischetti sends the ball into Phillips, now crossed in, Andres gets it away, Eduardo even further out, but straight back to Leeds, now Benasser onto Phillips, cut out by Andres again, showing the difference he makes. Bueno onto him, Bomb, clean through on goal, can he finish it? He's put it wide. Just 5 minutes to go, we are still hanging on to this lead. It's Morris back to Andres, now Gedson Fernandez on his debut, Bueno through to Lambeze, in on goal, and that was definitely a fullback's finish, there's no doubt about that. Just 15 seconds left, separating us from a third straight win, and one over a big team as well. Definitely impressed by the team in this episode. They've done a very, very good job. We have picked up an injury to Omega, but Frias is in on goal and he's hit that crossbar. He couldn't quite put the icing on the cake there for us. But Omega, the keeper, has damaged his wrist, so hopefully he won't be out for long. He's still in goal at the moment, but we do have other good keepers if we need them. Just waiting for this full-time whistle at the moment, and it's not come yet. Another big tackle there, but still they have the ball. Benasser over to Falpala, now Mowat still playing at Leeds. Gomez trying to bring it forward, finds Mowat again, and that effort's gone high and wide and should be the end of the game. There is the full-time whistle, a 1-0 win, 3 straight victories, the perfect tonic for that opening day defeat, and the team looking an awful lot better now, sitting in third place, just 1 point off the top spot. The final match of this episode is an EFL Cup second round match away from home against Millwall. Now there has been another transfer, but it's one leaving the club. We have sold Henrik Krabbe, taking our total sales up to about 60 million quid, leaving us with a 30 million pound profit. He's now gone to Hamburg. He didn't play for us because he can't play at right wing back and he is a right back, so it made sense to cash in on him. Cleared a couple of £1 million profit in the process, and he just didn't seem like he was going to be a big player for us going forward, especially with the tactic that we use, so right thing to do. But when you look at the figures of the players that we've sold pretty much a decent Premier League side as far as I can tell, but they just did not fit our system, and that was the issue. The players we brought in, maybe not quite at Premier League level, but they've come from some big clubs, they have a lot of experience, and they have helped to form a new side for us, and for reasonable transfer fees as well. I mean, we spent £30 million building a championship team up, so really we should be challenging at the top end of the table. Now against Millwall, I'm not too worried about what happens. I'm going to put a strong squad out there because I want to see how we do against Premier League opposition in the later rounds, because it will give me an idea of how much further we have to go in the transfer market to keep up with those sort of clubs. So the team that we're going to put out there is made up of Frias, Bueno and Mbom, as always, with Beccaria and Morris both still in midfield. Then Hickman is coming in at left back for the injured Marin. Lambeze, Andres and Solera at central defence. Carlos Eduardo still at right wing back. And Haug comes in goal for the injured Omego. Morris sends the ball on to Eduardo. Now Beccaria over the top. Bueno's through on goal. Perfect first touch, but a terrible effort going about 5 feet wide of the post. Badabanga, what a name, puts it in, and he's hit the woodwork there, the striker. I was so distracted by the name Badabanga that he nearly set up a goal, and an early warning effort there from Millwall. Fox to Smith, now Badabanga, all over the place at the moment. Eduardo with the tackle, but he keeps the ball, Badabanga. Now Smith sends it over, Eduardo with a great tackle, back to Morris, now Beccaria, out to Eduardo. He puts it into Bueno. Ball over to Frias. Good pass there to Hickman, who's in behind. He's got players in the middle. He's looking for Mbom, and there is the finish past El Dazari to give us our lead. We're absolutely turning on the heat at the moment. 12 efforts on goal now. Andres cuts the ball out. Morris forward to Buena. Now Mbom. beats one defender, pulls it back to Morris, Beccaria to Frias, in behind for Hickman. He's got players across, Beccaria finds Frias, and it's well saved by the keeper. Late corner with Bueno swinging it in, but cleared out by Brownhill, and Silva will be able to get that further away. About 20 minutes left to go. Morris cutting out that ball and just launching it down the field as well. Millwall still to have a shot on target, although they have hit the woodwork. El Dazari launches it forward, header won by Andres. Now Bueno slips it through to Mbom, a beautiful ball, and Mbom goes for goal. He maybe should have tried to cut that one back. Bueno with the corner, headed or cleared out by Brownhill. Bueno again puts it inside, but once more booted out of the box. We've been absolutely dominating this game, but not converting into goals, and I am slightly concerned. I really don't want extra time. If that's anything I don't want to happen in this game, it's for it to go to extra time. But at the moment, because we haven't been clinical, they're only one goal away from keeping it going. Frias back to Carmona. Fernandez round the corner to Eduardo, in towards Mbom. Eduardo again puts it across, but just easily cleared by the defender. Now Angol finds Badabanga. Can he set up another good chance? He's still going for it, and his effort goes wide. Well, after a terrible first game at Brighton, we have come roaring back with 4 straight victories and a perfect episode, which is the ideal way to really get our season started. And the team are looking much, much better now in the tactic. And I think the players we've brought in, Fernandez and Andres, have both been very good players as well, strengthening the squad in the right areas. And with just a few days or about a week to go until the transfer window closes, I'd like to bring in one more player, but it's not the end of the world if it doesn't happen. We've certainly got the cash to do it. If we have a look at the transfer screen, you can see still got £25 million and nearly £500,000 a week that we can spend on players if we need to. So a lot of room to improve the squad as we try and build ready for the Premier League, which hopefully we'll do at the first time of asking this season. Next episode we're going to take on Oxford, Ipswich, West Brom and Hull, although the EFL Cup third round will probably pop up and disrupt one of those games. But the matches against West Brom and Hull could be particularly tough. Hopefully we'll beat 20th placed Oxford without too much trouble. But if we have a look at the league table, you can see currently sitting in third place, not a bad place to be at all. Only Swansea really ahead of us, because if we win our game in hand over Norwich, we'll go above them as well. So a good position to be in after 4 games. I'm not complaining about our start whatsoever. The squad is looking fit for purpose as well, which is what I was mainly worried about. And we typically do better in the second half of the season than the first half of the season, so hopefully we'll kick on again with Brighton. But that is going to be it for this episode. Do drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed a perfect episode. Make sure to follow me on Twitter for all the latest news of what's going on with the channel, and subscribe if you're new around here. But until next time, see ya!